Dust swirled in the morning light as I stood frozen, staring at the stack of papers slapped onto my trucks hood by Harold Vance, the Silver Creek Homeowners Association president. His face was beet red, veins bulging as a posse of board members loomed behind him in pressed khakis. The documents were stamped, signed, and dripping with legal jargon. Harold jabbed a finger at me, his voice booming across the quiet ranch. "Sign over your property now, kid. This ranch, your granddad's legacy, belongs to the HOA. That house you're squatting in? Ours too." I blinked, certain I'd misheard. Maple Hollow Ranch had been in my family for 80 years, weathering floods, wars, and lean times. It was my grandfather's lifeblood, the man who raised me when the world turned its back. Now these strangers in matching polo shirts were on my dirt driveway, demanding it like it was theirs to claim. "You've got 72 hours to comply, or we'll bury you in court," Harold sneered, his cronies nodding like puppets. My fists clenched, but I held my tongue, glancing at the farmhouse behind me, its peeling paint, the creaking windmill, the American flag snapping in the breeze. No way was I letting this go without a fight. Before I could speak, a black SUV screeched to a halt. A man in a dark suit leapt out, clipboard in hand, sunglasses hiding his eyes like some federal agent. "You the owner?" he barked. I nodded, and he slammed another pile of papers into my chest. "You've been served." The world tilted. Served for what? I'd done nothing wrong. The HOA crowd grinned, their victory assured. I fumbled through the documents, words like property seizure, HOA ownership rights, and noncompliance penalties leaping out. Then the gut punch. Failure to vacate will result in forced removal. Harold stepped close, his smirk venomous. "What's it gonna be, kid? Sign peacefully or get dragged off?" My throat went dry, my pulse hammering. How could this be legal? Could they steal my inheritance, my granddad's sweat and soul, just because they said so? A woman in a crisp green blouse stepped forward, her voice syrupy. "We'd help you transition, dear. You could rent one of our new homes, with HOA approval, of course." It was a nightmare I couldn't escape. My nails dug into my palms, rage boiling. "No," I said, staring Harold down. The crowd gasped, his smirk twisting into a snarl. "Big mistake," he hissed. The suit barked into his phone. "Proceed with Phase 1. A rumble of engines shook the air. Construction trucks stormed down the road, bulldozers, backhoes, a cement mixer, their tires churning clouds of dust. The ground trembled as they neared my gate. The HOA wasn't bluffing. They were moving in. I sprinted to the gate, my boots kicking up dirt, and slammed the iron latch shut, looping it with the heavy chain Granddad always said was for hard days. The lead bulldozer stopped inches away, its blade gleaming, the driver glaring down. Harold shouted, "Open the gate, or we'll do it for you." I shook my head. "This is my land. You've got no right." He laughed, a cruel bark. "Not for long. Once Phase 1's done, it's ours." The suit was on his phone again, orchestrating the siege as more trucks lined up. My heart pounded. I was alone, miles from help with no family left. But I wasn't folding. I yanked out my phone and dialed the sheriff. "Illegal trespass at 1743 Maple Hollow Road," I told the dispatcher. "They're trying to bulldoze my ranch. Send someone fast." She promised units were on the way. I planted my feet, staring down the bulldozer. The driver revved, impatient, black smoke belching. Harold called, "Last chance, kid. Give up before it gets ugly." "This ranch isn't for sale," I shouted. "Never was, never will be." The driver shifted gears, and the bulldozer surged, its blades smashing the gate with a deafening crash. The chain held, but the metal groaned. They meant to destroy everything. Tires squealed behind me. A sheriff's cruiser skidded between me and the bulldozer, sirens blaring. Deputies Jim Carver, a burly man with mirrored shades, and Emma Tate, a no-nonsense woman with a hand on her holster, leapt out. "What's going on?" Carver demanded. Harold swaggered forward, waving papers. This man's squatting on HOA property. We're taking possession. Carver snatched the documents, his frown deepening. Tate approached me. You the owner? I nodded. Inherited from my granddad. Family land for 80 years. They're lying. She studied me, then nodded. We'll sort this. Carver's voice cut through. These papers are suspect. Got a court order. Harold faltered. Not yet. Then you're trespassing, Carver snapped. Step back. The HOA grumbled, but the deputies pushed them away from the gate. Tate leaned in. Get a lawyer, son. Fast. The trucks retreated, Harold's face dark with rage. One board member, a wiry woman named Clara, shouted, You won today, but you won't win the war. As they sped off, I knew this was just the beginning. That night, glass shattered, yanking me from sleep. Smoke choked the air. I bolted upright, coughing. Moonlight revealed flames licking the floor near a broken window, the curtains ablaze. I grabbed a quilt, beating the flames until they died, leaving a scorched scar. A brick lay amid the glass, wrapped in an oily rag, a Molotov cocktail. Someone had tried to burn me out. I dialed 911, voice shaking. Arson attempt at my ranch. Firebomb through my window. The dispatcher urged me to stay safe. Units were coming. I yanked on boots and ran outside, spotting taillights vanishing down the road. Minutes later, deputies Luke Ramsey and Grace Holt arrived, photographing the damage. See anyone? Holt asked. Just taillights, I said. This is the HOA, she sighed. We'll file an arson report, but without footage, it's tough. I led her to the barn, where Granddad's ancient security system flickered. The footage was blurry shadows, a car, a flash of fire before it cut out. Maybe we can enhance it, Holt said, taking the tape. They left, urging vigilance, but I knew the HOA was untouchable without proof. I sat on the porch, shotgun across my lap, the burned floor a grim reminder. At dawn, I found a note nailed to my gate, final notice. Vacate or face consequences. I tore it down, fury rising. I boarded windows, reinforced locks, and moved barrels to block the drive. Neighbors arrived, Mrs. Harper with muffins, Old Man Carver offering to fix the barn, young Sam Reed with a baseball bat. My pa says the HOA's snakes, Sam said. He's right, I replied. Their support kindled hope, but trouble loomed. That afternoon, Harold returned in a suit, briefcase in hand, flanked by board members Tom and Lydia. A final solution, he said, revealing $150,000 in cash. Sign and walk away. I stared at the money more than the ranch's market value, but it wasn't about dollars. You can't buy my granddad's legacy, I said. Harold's face hardened. You'll regret this. They left, but I sensed eyes watching from the shadows. 2 days of eerie quiet followed, every creak setting me on edge. Saturday morning, as I fixed a cut fence, an engine roared. A tow truck sped by, dragging my granddad's Ford tractor. Rage surged, and I chased in my truck, tires screaming. After 2 miles, they stopped at an HOA lot, Harold waiting, smirking. Illegal equipment on HOA property, he said, listing fake fines. Put it back, I growled, recording on my phone. Harold lunged for it, but I dodged. You're stealing, I shouted. Fear flickered in his eyes. He ordered the tractor dumped, wheels bent, paint scratched. I filmed every second, proof of their theft. I drove to Elliot Kane, a grizzled lawyer who'd battled HOAs for decades. I showed him the footage, photos, and Granddad's deeds. He spread an old map. Your ranch predates the HOA by 30 years. They're scared you'll expose their scam. Let's fight. We filed a cease and desist letter, but that night, my barn was defaced. HOA owns you. Get out. As I approached, a click froze me. Tom stood with a baseball bat, joined by 2 men, one with a crowbar, one with a gas can. Sell, walk, or burn, Tom sneered. I was trapped, outnumbered. Then a shotgun cocked. Step back, growled Carver, emerging from the shadows, his double-barrel steady. "I don't miss," he said. The thugs fled, gas spilling, crowbar abandoned. Carver spat, "They'll be back." That night, my phone buzzed, a video from an unknown number. It showed a boot toppling Granddad's headstone in our family cemetery. Rage consumed me. The HOA had desecrated his grave. I vowed to end them. At the next HOA meeting, I stormed the Silver Creek clubhouse, deeds in hand, phone recording. "I'm Ethan Cole," I declared, slamming the folder down. "This proves my ranch is outside your jurisdiction. Your fines, threats, and attacks are illegal." Harold tried to eject me, but I revealed the grave desecration. The crowd gasped, some horrified. "I filed a lawsuit," I said. "This video goes public, and the county will bury you." Chaos erupted, residents demanding answers. Then disaster struck. The barn Granddad's pride burned. I raced from town, heartbreaking as flames devoured it. Neighbors fought the blaze, Carver, Sam, Mrs. Harper, but the old wood was gone, a charred skeleton. Sam handed me a scorched horseshoe. "It's not the barn, Mr. Ethan. It's you, your granddad, your heart." I gripped it, resolve hardening. "No more defense," I told Carver. "We fight." Elliot filed for an injunction and alerted the media. News vans swarmed, and I shared everything: the arson, the grave, the theft. The sheriff raided the HOA, arresting Harold for fraud, Tom and others for arson and assault. The county dissolved the Silver Creek HOA, their clubhouse shuttered. We rebuilt a new barn, stronger fences, with the community's hands and hearts. On opening day, the town celebrated, pies and music filling the air. I carved Maple Hollow Ranch, Grandad Amos, 1921 to 2004 into the first beam. As the sun set, Carver chuckled. They regretted messing with the coals. I smiled, the ranch alive under the stars. The HOA sign lay rusted in a ditch, forgotten. Granddad's words echoed, "This land's blood, memory, heart. Protect it, and it'll protect you." In the end, Maple Hollow Ranch stood stronger than ever, a testament to family, community, and unyielding resolve. The HOA schemes were dismantled, their leaders faced justice, and the land remained ours forever.